acquiring players that fit your system. You have to have a system first. That's the key. And if your trade looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I meant to say, do your analysis. Never make changes out of emotion.
Okay.
See, I was emotional when I was talking about it.
Well, I heard you. I understood it. I understood
All right.
it.
You did?
Not really, but.
Me either. And now with the tip-off coming up shortly, it's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
I heard you.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action.
Yes,
Along with Greg
indeed.
Anthony,
Yes,
Clark
indeed.
Kellogg,
Yes,
and our
indeed.
sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And a wonderful surprise for all of you tonight. We're sitting along courtside with legendary Kobe Bryant. Kobe, thanks for joining us.
Oh, we got
Thank
Kobe.
you, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of the team.
You're still a fan, aren't you? Even
Oh,
though you're
shut up and
retired.
listen. We got Kobe in the house today, yo. We got
That
Kobe in
road
the
trip
house
behind
today.
them, the Lakers ready to
talking
perform
about?
in front of their Los Angeles fans. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston. That was their second loss in 2 games. Now they've got a chance to turn the tide and get back on course.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line. A big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. When you give up this many points at the line, it makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, we know when you talk about dedication, Chris Paul is among the greatest. Now, he says, I have a scary passion for basketball. I study it, I watch it all day, every day.
Love it.
I'm not the most athletic
Love
guy,
it.
so I have
Never
to use
get
my
tired
mind
of it.
and
Eat
my
it,
knowledge of the
breathe
game.
it, sleep it,
Kevin, he is a
repeat it.
professor out on the floor.
Love the game.
Tremendously
Nobody
competitive
loves
with
the
great attention to detail,
More.
David. Thanks. Kobe, a lot of teams now playing a more spread-out offensive style. You played with a spread four and Robert Horry, Lamar Odom. You also played with more of a twin tower feel on your roster. Which way would you lean when you think about those different styles?
That doesn't matter to me.
You like them all?
Yeah, it just depends on the personality you have.
Right.
And with the personality you have, you make the most out of it.
That puzzle
So,
you keep talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, every puzzle's built differently.
Right.
Right? And you just try to do what you can with what you have. So it doesn't matter.
And you like that figuring out process.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Even though you're the same, you've got to kind of adapt now what's on your roster.
Yeah, you have to be able to adapt to the players that you have around you, you know, and understanding what they need. It's not what you need, it's what do they need. And as long as the leader of the team can make that shift, they'll be fine with whatever they have on their roster.
Great description. A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. They've got Brandon Knight. E.J. Tucker is out there with Chris. Then it's Harden, and it's Capella in at the 5 spot. And now here's Chris. Tries from 10. Yep, that one goes.
Capella's a capable scorer from the interior. Nice job there.
And so James will bring it up for Los Angeles. Here's Paul. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. And it's Houston's ball. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance. Felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
To the paint, here's Chris. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Kuzma. Rockets with the rebound.
Boy, Kevin, he just clanked that one. I mean, surprising because the defense wasn't really in the picture.
And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Let's talk about something that I know fascinates basketball fans, Kobe, having that competitive streak, which is something that runs deep for you. Talk about the desire to dominate and completely destroy your opponent.
Well, it's the spirit of competition, right? I don't think you're doing anybody any service by going out there and competing half-hearted. Right? If you truly respect the person that you're facing, then the right thing to do is to compete as hard as you possibly can against them to bring the best out of them. And that's on both ends of the floor. You can't be a one-way dominant player. You can't just compete on the offensive end and take it off in the defensive end. You got to play both sides of the ball.
Your motor never stopped. I mean, that's from our perspective on the sideline, watching you play on both ends of the floor, like you said.
Yeah, you got to keep going. And to do that, you have to train really, really hard in off season. I mean, that's a lot of conditioning. It's a lot of weight training, right? You have to train in extraordinary ways in order to do extraordinary things.
Here's Tucker following the basket by LeBron James. Now Tucker. Lock at 6. Harden outside. A 3-ball. Sinks the triple. Harden's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And Harden is a laser, a straight-out gunner from deep. Has confidence in his long ball, and, you know, the defense has to get out on him from out there.
And that one, good.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Now, here is Harden. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Memphis.
And his passing also off the charts in that game. In just about every aspect of their offense, he was dialed in.
The shot's good. Kobe, in other sports, I mean, people always admired the mind of Peyton Manning playing in the NFL. Tom Brady, the way he thinks the game through. I compare you to that. Did you have that same kind of fascination in other sports with the great players that were similar to you in basketball?
Yeah, we used to get together. I remember the first time I met Peyton was at an Orlando Magic game, '99. We came in the locker room. We were just getting started. So I was asking questions about his process and stuff. And he started going to, like, mock cover 2 and and I was like, and he went on for like a good 5 minutes. When he was done, I said, Peyton, I don't understand anything you just said. Right? But he spoke at a level of detail that was beyond fascinating.
You were impressed by that?
Yes, which then leads to more questions. You're like, Tom and I talk often about that stuff too, and how much we love the game, how much we love the process and the attention to every little detail. It's fun to be around, no matter the industry.
Lakers trail by 3 to the paint. Here's Kuzma. That's tipped. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
And a moment here to see the numbers for LeBron James. Averaging about 27 points per, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens, and allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now, here is Harden. He averages over 27 points a game and seems to always find a way to score. Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Lob pass to Capella, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon. Kobe, you're so decorated in every way individually and as a teammate with the 5 championships. Of all the things, the All-Star games, the All-Defense, all the individual things you've accomplished, what is the one thing you might cherish? And you may have alluded to it with the championships, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but at the end of the day, is that the one thing above everything else that you covet?
No. You know, the fact that I can look in the mirror and honestly say I gave everything to the game.
And that was obvious.
But that's the thing, right? You don't want to feel like you've left anything on the table. There's no stone left unturned. I gave everything to the game that I possibly could. That, to me, is the biggest accomplishment.
What a feeling. Yeah. So it's the Lakers now. After the Rockets pick up 3. Here's Caldwell Pope. Offensive rebound. And it's McGee slamming it down.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
Here is Harden following the bucket by the Lakers. A 3, and another 3 for Houston.
And they are going toe-to-toe here tonight, guys. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
Yeah, these teams evenly matched, Greg, trading hits and refusing to give up any advantage.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
In the corner, it's Gordon. Harden against Caldwell Pope. Now here's Harden. He's got 6. Pass to Tucker. 4 on the clock. His three-pointer's off the mark.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Controlling the perimeter well. Didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A-plus defense.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he's on the money, that's no doubt. Harden, no good.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
And Kobe, one of your trademarks, the fadeaway jumper. It's so effective because it's unguardable.
Can't guard it. I remember playing against Eric Snow in the Sixers one time in Philadelphia, and he was a really great defensive player. And I took him down the post, and I turned around, and I hit a fall away. And running back up the court, he was like, man, if you're going to make that, man, it's just, you know, I just got to put my hand up. If you're going to make that shot, God bless you. I said, well, then God bless me, because I practiced that shot thousands of times, so thank you.
And he was a good defender.
He's a great defender.
Yes.
But those fadeaway shots, you know, players are just used to putting their hand up. But if you just put a hand up, and these are shots that I take thousands of times, we just got to hope I miss it.
And you didn't.
No, not that one.
Some changes for the Lakers. Handler comes in for JaVale McGee. And Anthony subbed in for Kyle Kuzma. Here's Hayes. LeBron grabs the miss.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Buries it from three-point range.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Carter Williams kicks to Green. Back to Carter Williams. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And for a guard, Carter Williams has a lot of size, and he uses it well, especially in the post.
James finds Anthony, and another 3 for the Lakers.
And off to an incredible start here early from long range.
Lighting it up from outside. Hard to keep up with this.
The pass to Carter Williams, and Carter Williams slams it in.
A little bit of vertical on display for Carter Williams. A fantastic dunker who brings his all out there all the time.
Ball no good.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
LeBron with the block.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused. And ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
It really hasn't come together for them as a group in terms of free throw shooting, just around 70% on the season.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And really no better leader in the NBA than LeBron. The closest thing to a player coach we've had in a long time.
Ingram, he's checked in for the Lakers. Rondo comes in for Lonzo Ball. And both free throws good for LeBron. 51 seconds left in the first. Carter Williams with it. Over in the corner, Green. Nailed from three-point land. Gerald Green's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. James with it. Hayes on him. Got it for his fourth field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
Ingram against Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. From outside the arc.
The long limbs of Ingram come into play on defense, bothering shooters with his length and his hustle.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Now you see a lot of players who pick up a controller and fire up NBA 2K, thank goodness.
I play 2K all the time. Seriously, when I'm playing the game, I'm putting certain lineups on the court that I see could actually help us in real life.
Always experimenting, always keeping his mind engaged, Greg, with basketball.
And that's who Bron is. He lives, breathes, and eats basketball.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Yeah, exactly. Right from the start, Greg, they were looking to get out and run, sprinting to their opportunities.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Rockets, they've got Nene. Carter Williams is out there with Gerald Green. And it's Ennis, and it's Hayes in at the 4. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, of course, there's no shortage of storylines in Los Angeles. Now, last season, some people thought that Lakers coach Luke Walton had lost his players, and the front office seemed slow to come to his defense. Now, Walton was a high-profile hire from Golden State in 2016, and you wonder if the Lakers will remain committed to their young coach if they can't start winning more regularly. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Good on the second free throw. Over you look at the younger generation entering the NBA right now, so much that they can learn from someone like you that played. Do you give a lot of advice to younger players?
I do. And, a lot of players call me, and we'll talk, and, I have questions, and I think that's really important. When I was coming up, I certainly asked a lot of questions, whether it's to Michael or whether it's to Magic, Larry, Dr. J. I always reached out, Michael Cooper. I spoke to as many players as I possibly could to try to understand and gain knowledge. If you have those players that are there, why wouldn't you reach out to Akeem Olajuwon to figure things out?
Poked away and stolen by LeBron. And now the fast break, Anthony with the ball. And James throws it down.
Guys, when LeBron is scoring like this, as a defender, it's hard not to throw up your arms and say, I give up. It's so hard to slow him down.
Carter Williams against Rondo. Carter Williams kicks to Ennis. They kick it out to Green. Wide open look. Count it. Green's got 5 points so far.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
James dishes to Carmelo. Over Ennis. Again, Los Angeles.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Houston moving the ball around. Carter Williams kicks to Nene. Ennis with the ball. Anthony on him. And here is Green. He had 10 points in the win against Memphis.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Rondo against Carter Williams. From 12 feet out. Passes it to Ennis. LeBron. That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Ennis. And Kobe, you look at the different styles and different approaches the teams employ. How much input did you have to say, hey, this is what I'm seeing, this is how I think we should play?
Yeah, well, that was the beauty about Phil's system, the triangle, was that the players had to take the responsibility of making it what it was. Right? He gave us a format to play out of, and he gave us the structure. But within that structure, you have a myriad of options.
Right.
And it's our responsibility, it was Michael's and Scotty's responsibility, to figure out how to put Luke Longley, how to put Derek Fisher in the right spot on the floor to take advantage of the defense that you're facing.
Sounds complicated.
No, but you know, when you look at it, like the triangle, it spells things out very simplistically because you have rules.
Right.
When you have rules, then it's very easy to say, okay, when this happens, this happens. When that happens, this happens. Right? So it makes the game very, very easy to measure. And so things don't happen on accident. Right? They happen with intent.
Here's James, and the dunk by James.
And LeBron is a force rolling to the rim. When he's diving inside, he's looking for the punch.
Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that lettuce at the line, man. Easy points available at the free throw line. You got to cash those in.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Some changes for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Chandler. Kyle Kuzma comes in for LeBron. And Ball subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Houston with a big group substitution here. Chris, he's checked in for Nene. PJ Tucker comes in for Ennis. James Harden, he's checked in for Green. And it's Brandon Knight in for Michael Carter-Williams. And it's Ingram missing. And here's Knight. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. 6-point game. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. On defense, the Lakers. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Back to Chris. Puts up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Chris has got his second basket of the night. And Kobe, many people measure success in the NBA with the number of rings, not so much the stats. For Karl Malone and Steve Nash and guys of that ilk, you know, they're truly great players, but they never won a championship. How are these legacies measured, do you think, when all is said and done, when you take a look at the landscape of that topic?
Well, they're great players who just never won championships. I mean, it's that simple to me. They're just phenomenal players. And winning a championship is extremely difficult. You have to have so many things go right for you. You have to be extremely fortunate to be with an organization and to have a GM that understands talent, understands the cap, understands how to build championship caliber teams. And Michael and myself were extremely fortunate, as was Larry, as was Magic. But at the same time, it becomes a player's responsibility to lead that core group of players to the title.
Always got to keep an eye on the ball. No pun intended. He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. A triple-double threat every game.
Gordon's checked in for the Rockets. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Now, here's Ball. D right on him. Kuzma can't get it to go.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
To the wing right side. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. LeBron's checked in for Los Angeles. Josh Hart comes in for Lonzo Ball. James, the pass to Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game, and he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Gordon against Anthony. Outside Knight. Kicks it out to Gordon. Lob pass to Capella. It's not going to go for him.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
Knight finds Harden. Now here's Gordon. James covering. Inside, Capella, and he uses the glass on the layup. Capella's got 6.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Out to Anthony. LeBron dishes to Carmelo. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Anthony's got the lead up to 9 now for Los Angeles. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Harden outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And let's go down to a list of players you can't leave open under any circumstances. This season's most accurate small forwards from the field. LeBron James, number 1.
Obviously, looking at those numbers, he hasn't just been settling for outside shots. He works very hard to get a lot of high-quality looks in close.
And that inside-outside game, I like to call it reversible clothing. It makes him the most accurate shooter among NBA small forwards.
Just 5 to shoot. Knight kicks to Gordon. Off target from outside.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Well, Kobe, I have to say it's been a real pleasure having you stop by our booth and spending some time with us for this game. Thanks again for coming by. I hope we can do it again.
We will, man. It's been a blast.
There he is, folks, the great Kobe Bryant. You know, Clark, thinking back on Kobe's legacy to the Lakers and how great of an impact he had in that team, very few players have that kind of relationship with a franchise.
And you know, Kevin, with free agency, it's getting more and more rare for a player to spend their entire career with one team as Kobe did with the Lakers. I have a special place in my heart for those kind of guys, a one franchise superstar. And not to begrudge guys for going elsewhere and playing for multiple teams, but it does certainly make it a little more special when you see guys the ilk of Kobe play with only one team.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Yeah, you know what? I think eventually he will find his rhythm because he is off right now, but all it takes is one hoop, and you're back in rhythm.
Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Harden. Here's James. Last game he had 34 points. And Kuzma slams it in.
Boy, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he? Rising off the ground like that. Kuzma takes a lot of pride, not only in finishing with finesse, but power, too.
Here's Chris. A three-pointer, no good. And so it's Los Angeles, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Yeah. 9 assists for King James in the first half. He's on pace for 19, 20, 18 to 20 assists here in the last hours, the final hours of 2018. A special season for guys like LeBron. for LA. Special year. The page is about to turn over. And that big 19. That 19 won't be hinted at no more. It will be here. It is damn near here.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Yeah, what a goddamn flip.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
You know, and as effective as he was at slashing to the hoop in that first half, even better at finishing once he got there.
Guys, we saw some amazing dunks from him. I can't imagine he'll be able to top those in these last two quarters. But I'd love to see him try.
And with the second... half upon us. We'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, Vice President, Player Relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting, both radio and television, and then 4 years in the VP of Player Relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
Inside, we've got Kuzma and McGee. LeBron James is out there with Hart, and it's Anthony in at the three. And that's the group for Luke Walton as we begin the second half.
Tell you what, for a guy who's inconsistent from three, Tucker's showing you he can be scary out there at times for a defense.
McGee, the pass to Kuzma, over Chris, and he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in. Kuzma's got 10 points in the game. Rockets trail by 14. Harden with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Tucker finds Harden. Puts up a three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. McGee's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. LeBron signing a 4-year deal with the Lakers. Greg, many speculated it might happen, but it was still a shock to many.
It makes sense from LeBron's standpoint. Son plays in LA for high school. LeBron has a lot of business interests as well. In all Also, what's interesting is that when LeBron's contract ends, his son could potentially be coming into the NBA as a rookie.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for LeBron. And Greg, what else is there to say about LeBron? One of the best to ever play the game.
I mean, he's been the face of the league for so long, and he's done a tremendous justice to that title. Has always played with so many expectations and really has met every single one of them. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see a guy like LeBron in the NBA, and he's truly been a generational talent.
Rockets trail by 13. The feed to Tucker. Out tonight. Down low. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Mikhailuk. McGee dishes to LeBron. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Timeout called the Rockets.
You know, in recent years, the Rockets have not lacked for critics. I mean, they're a jump shooting team. They're a bean counting front office. A coach whose teams don't defend. Last season, I think, silenced a lot of those critics.
And the Lakers making a change here. Chandler's checked in. The Rockets also changing it up. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Capella. And Hayes subbed in for Chris. Rondo against Knight. Pass to Hartenstein. And here's Harden for 3. Another miss by Houston. And Clark, it all seemed to come together for the Rockets last season. What was the key in your estimation?
I think you've got to look right at the addition of Chris Paul, reducing the workload on James Harden, more defensive-minded wings, also the development of Clint Capella. When you factor those things in, you get 65 wins during the regular season for the Rockets.
Los Angeles leading by 15. To the inside, Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
And since they come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
Harden, no good.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Chandler's shot, good.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And he makes that one. And that's 12 points for James Harden.
I think if you're defending Harden, you got to take away his jumper. I mean, when he has space to shoot, he doesn't hesitate at all.
And the dunk by LeBron.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
I wasn't quite sure if he'd be able to maintain that same level of play. I had my doubts coming into this game, but consider my doubts disappeared.
Harden outside, knocks it loose. Chandler with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Kuzma's got it. And there it is for him. LeBron's got 8 here in the quarter. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Lakers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And here's Harden for 3. Drills it from outside. Harden's got 15.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Kuzma had a tough upbringing in Flint, Michigan. He said they had the recession, lead in the water. It was like an urban war zone. We probably moved 14 times before I was 16. Basketball was my key. And his drive to succeed in the NBA was born of a desire to escape that environment.
Has no answers.
A tremendous work
Only
ethic,
problems.
David. Thank you. Timeout called the Rockets. Clark, you went around 6'8", 6'9" or so, very versatile, able to shoot, certainly. We saw that in college and pro. Which players nowadays, if you had to say, hey, that kind of reminds me of how I used to play?
Well, you know, you think about a guy like Tobias Harris, really solid, can do a little bit of everything. Kyle Kuzma, the outstanding first-year player, just finished his first year with the Lakers. I like Thaddeus Young, even though he's a lefty, good size, gets to the glass, puts it on the floor okay. But those would be Kyle Kuzma and probably Tobias Harris.
You heard what the fuck I said. I said Houston doesn't have any answers. They have only problems. You like that, huh? That's some good ass candy. You like that if you like LA. You don't like that if you like Houston. then you don't like that. You're saying shut the fuck up right now.
Watch them play.
Stolen by Ball. Beasley outside. And the ball is out of bounds.
Beasley's going on the reserve. Mo Wagner's coming back.
Here's what the schedule looks like for the Los Angeles Lakers. On Tuesday, it'll be the Sacramento Kings coming into town. Then on Wednesday, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks coming into town.
And this is a perfect situation for them coming up. They'll be facing a lot of teams that they should beat, and those games will be at home. Can't ask for a better stretch.
I don't have no excuse to do this shit, man.
And Michael Beasley picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
That bitch ass shit. What? I thought it was NBA.
Bobbed up there for Green, tipped away. Stolen by Ball.
Tough to recover when you continue to turn the basketball over at this rate.
My bad. I thought this was the NBA. My bad.
It's time for them to refocus on offense.
Carter Williams against Ball.
Ball got balls, boy.
Here's Carter Williams.
He's not just a ball boy. It's that man.
On the wing, Green. Covered by Beasley.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Green with the ball. Now guarded by Ball.
Nobody wants you.
Carter Williams feeling it out a bit. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Nice open look, but it's no good. Anthony on the wing, wide open look. He can't get it to go. And the Rockets take it the other way. Carter Williams kicks to Gordon. The Rockets again can't hit. Here are the Lakers. They're on a 16-7 run. Unloads from 9. And the nice bucket inside from Anthony. Anthony's got 9.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
Still got something left in him.
Shot from 12. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. A fader. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists now in this one. Houston's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. And you look at Lonzo Ball, and mostly his offense stands out. But you know what, Clark? He is a strong defensive player as well.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's got a nice combination, Kevin, of strength and length, which allows him to stay in front and disrupt opposing players. Really good instincts on and off the ball, which I think is why he's able to come up with blocks and steals from his position. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good he is at the defensive end.
And Ball slams it in.
Hey, you got to give Ball credit, Kevin. I mean, he's very good at using his length to poke balls away.
The Rockets shooting is leaving something to be desired. Just 36% here in the third quarter. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Lonzo Ball. He's averaging 8 points, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways. To go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Stolen by Ball. Anthony kicks to Ingram. And good that time.
I want you to put your balls in his fucking face and slam him.
Every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Apply pressure. Don't let up.
Tucker.
You get up by 30, get up by 40. You get up by 40, you get up by 50. You don't let the fuck up.
Their work on the board.
Stay on their ass. Apply pressure. Put your fucking foot on their goddamn neck.
Been absolutely dominant.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the third. Carter Williams against Ball. Carter Williams with the bucket.
Carter Williams is a wily, wiry athlete who finishes well through contact. There's little you can do short of fouling him to keep him from making these shots.
And it's Ingram missing. And for Houston, they're shooting 43% from the floor. Pass to Nene. Now Gordon. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And the pass to Carter Williams. Jacks up a three. Buries it from three-point range.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about triple so far.
And so it's Los Angeles, having no problems at all. About 29 points heading into the
Houston's
next
having
quarter.
all the problems,
And
I told you.
they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. Back to the action after this word.
Terrific D. Tony? We need Bond out there. We need Mo Wagner out there right now to put it in that full quarter. Give them some experience. Some XP. Experience.
Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game. And it's presented as
Probably
always by
LeBron
State
James.
Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that
Oh,
are
random
probably the next
generated
best
ass
thing when
flip.
it comes to
Won't never
sweet-looking
be
NBA
right.
highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So it's the Lakers now. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Marquise Chris. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Ennis. Then there's Nene. And it's Green in at the 3 spot. The Lakers with LeBron wasted no time. Trying to surround him with free agent signings, Greg, to help round out the supporting cast.
Names came in rapid succession after LeBron committed. Caldwell Pope, Rondo, Stevenson all joined in short order. We'll see how far this team goes, but you cannot deny how interesting things have gotten with this roster.
Free throw drops for Ennis. Art fast break fundamentals, center the ball, run 2 wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the 3 when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the 3 in transition, maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
I see a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the 3 instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
Now here's James. From 13, and he gets the bucket. James has got 28.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Kuzma passes to Stevenson. Oh, and the dunk by Stevenson.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think.
Without question, a crowd pleaser to the 10th degree.
Carter Williams kicks to Chris. James against Green. He feeds it to Nene. Houston needs to get a shot. Just 2 to shoot. And the rejection by James. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation. So for the Rockets, Hartenstein, he's checked in for Chris. And Hayes subbed in for Gerald Green. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Ball, the pass to Stevenson. From 13, here's McGee, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Houston gets called for the foul. Taking 2 shots. First free throw is good. Clark, we know of your involvement with college basketball, calling the Final Four. College teams occasionally change conferences here in the NBA. There's talk of eliminating conferences altogether.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a bit of a traditionalist here. I'm open to change, but I think there would need to be more rationale behind the change than what I've heard or read. So I think keeping it the way it is fine. So that tradition aspect of it is what I'm hanging my hat on. Anytime you try to manipulate matchups, though, to me, is walking down the wrong road. So, in my opinion, we should stay with the conferences.
I like that thought. To the middle, here's Hayes. Easy jumper from very short distance.
Boy, I like how Carter Williams spreads the ball around. I mean, he opens up a lot of opportunities for his guys to shoot it.
Ball up top. Carter Williams covering. Ball dishes to Stevenson. That one falls.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
And so it's Carter Williams. He'll bring up the ball for the Houston Rockets. Pass to Hayes. Here's Caboclo. Guarded by Kuzma. Here's Hartenstein. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
From the baseline. No good from LeBron. For Houston, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Ennis taking his time here. McGee with the block.
All ball.
On the wing, James. Knocked away. Here's Stevenson, and he could not get them one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
2 shots, gentlemen. And Lance Stevenson, man, I could say a ton about this guy, but he is a player who thrives in chaos. Broken plays, odd situations. Those are where Lance is at his best. I mean, he likes to play as a freestyler, and he excels in that capacity.
Yes, indeed.
And the first one drops.
Coming right up.
And with Lance Stevenson, sometimes he'll pull off an improvised play, Clark, that just drops your jaw.
Yeah, he's one of the most instinctive players I've ever seen. I mean, he does do some things that that cause you to pull your hair out if you have any. But this guy is competitive, great size, and he ignites a team because he can do a lot of things to help you win.
And you look at James Harden, Coach Mike D'Antoni, and the Rocket front office. It really does seem like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think the alignment of the front office and coaching staff really in harmony. And a star in Harden who's the best in the world at delivering in that system. Chris Paul part of the mix too. That's a pretty good fit, it looks like to me.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Teams of the past would often pound the
Luke Walton's going to throw in Josh Hart. Melo. He's coming in. Kuzma's going to get a little break. Place LeBron to come down. Bell McGee. Throw LeBron in at the 5. Stevenson rookie's gonna get some XP here, some experience, you know.
offensive glass, Clark. I think of the '84 Celtics, but now teams are running only one, maybe two guys to the offensive boards.
I think a big part of it is transition defense is so important that teams now don't send as many people to the offensive glass. But the flip side of that is if you get offensive rebounds, you get opportunities to score, and you can thwart transition chances. So I tilt towards trying to get to the offensive glass as long as you've got a couple of guys that are really good at it.
Well, Greg, you knew that the Laker front office and Magic were going to do everything they could to bring in big-name free agents, and they succeeded. They got the biggest name of them all in LeBron.
LeBron coming to L.A. completely shifts the mindset of this organization. Team was very busy the rest of the free agent period as well. Still made very aggressive plays as this is a team that is looking to win now.
Luke, Carter Williams covering, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Monday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Thursday, it'll be the Sacramento Kings coming into town.
In that matchup against the Bucks, this is a game that they are expected to win, but sometimes those are the kind of games where you get a little bit sloppy and start looking ahead. Either way, they'll need to put in tremendous effort to walk away with the victory.
You know, you look at most winning teams in this league, and there's no denying they have an identity, who they are and how they play consistently. The Rockets fall into that category, a defined style of play.
Houston trying to come back here with 4 minutes left. Let's see if they can pull it off.
He kicks it to Ennis. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 4 assists in the game. Lakers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And Clark, talk about the Rockets' identity, their style of play.
Yeah, it's all about the analytics, quite honestly. They're looking for drives and three-point field goals. Constant pressure on the defense. The long-range ball spaces the floor, and defensively they're going to try to switch and keep the ball in front and deny the same three-pointers they're looking for at their offensive end from the opposition.
James outside. And Hart has it in the corner. Offensive rebound, Ingram. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Gotta like seeing Ingram get going down underneath the rim. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
Here's Caboclo. Ennis kicks to Carter Williams.
I don't care.
6 to shoot.
Gotta play hard.
Pass to Hayes.
They gave up.
And Hayes throws it down.
What a smart pass by Carter Williams right there.
The Lakers have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. And some solid looks for them. And here's Anthony for 3. That's good again. His 7th basket.
16 for Melo after just staring him down. He just stared him down. Took his time. He wasn't even in a rush about it or nothing. Just like, bam. He didn't even look at the rim. He looked at him. And then he just said, whew. Houston needs to go.
1 for 10 from the floor.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
It's good.
It's not
Carter
fair.
Williams has got 9 points here in the second
It's not fair.
half.
Chris Paul's not out there.
And here is Los Angeles now. And it's blocked, but he gets it back. Outside Anthony. LeBron, left side. A lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team, and usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. and sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's a hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Lakers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
Really a big-time win for these guys. They lost their first 2 games of the year to this team, so they won't be in danger of getting swept when they meet for the 4th time.
And you got to believe that's important, Greg. I mean, it's one thing to lose both games of an interconference series. It's a whole different story losing all 4 games to a team from your own conference.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for LeBron.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And it's Carter Williams with the ball for the Rockets.
Chill out.
To the right side. Lets it go from deep. Hayes, no good. James looking around. Here's Anthony. Banked in off the glass.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Anthony and LeBron James finally in their whole career they're duos and not rivals and competitors.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And then it's not even to the halfway point yet. The season didn't even start. We've been really getting good yet.
That lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, LeBron, congrats on the win. What do you think made the difference tonight?
Defense. We made our mark defensively. We understand that for the long term, we have to defend at a high level. We've been doing it.
It does start at that end, LeBron. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
And 13.
For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports.
32.
We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
And 13. Compare him to that. Bone suffer. Bone suffer. Bone suffer. Don't suffer while my media players buffering. Everybody suffering. While our media players buffering. Everybody suffering.